The Antikythera mechanism did not emerge from historical silence. It emerged from historical denial. Ancient Greek and Roman writers described mechanical astronomical devices with a specificity that modern scholars had dismissed as exaggeration or misunderstanding for centuries. The Roman orator and writer Cicero, writing in the 1st century BC, described two devices built by the Greek mathematician Archimedes that could replicate the movements of the sun, moon, and planets mechanically. He wrote that when the device was set in motion, it showed the successive positions of the moon and the 5 planets day by day exactly as they appeared in the sky. He described it as a single device, representing the diverse motions of the sky. The Greek philosopher Pappus of Alexandria described a book by Archimedes titled On Sphere Making that dealt with the construction of mechanical astronomical models. The book does not survive. Its contents are known only from Pappus's description of it. The Stoic philosopher Posidonius was described by ancient sources as having built a mechanical model of the solar system that demonstrated the movements of the heavenly bodies. The description matches the Antikythera mechanism's function precisely. For centuries, these references were treated as rhetorical flourishes or philosophical thought experiments. The technology they described was considered impossible for the ancient world. When the Antikythera mechanism was finally decoded, it confirmed that every ancient writer who had described these devices was describing something real, something that existed, something that the ancient world had actually built, and that was sophisticated enough that the Romans thought it worth transporting on a cargo ship across the Mediterranean. The Antikythera shipwreck is one of the most significant archaeological sites ever discovered, and it has been yielding extraordinary finds for over a century. The ship itself was a large Roman cargo vessel approximately 40 meters long, sunk around 60 to 70 BC, carrying a cargo that appears to have been assembled from multiple sources across the eastern Mediterranean. The statues recovered from the wreck, including the famous Antikythera youth and the bronze philosopher, are among the finest examples of ancient Greek sculpture in existence. The mechanism was found in the forward section of the ship, near what would have been the bow cargo hold. Its position and association with other luxury items suggest it was being transported as a high-value object, not ship's equipment. Someone was taking it somewhere specific. The ship's route, based on its cargo composition, appears to have been from the eastern Aegean toward Rome, which has led some researchers to suggest it may have been part of a cargo bound for a Roman patron, possibly destined for display or use in Rome itself. Modern excavations of the wreck using underwater robots in 2017 and subsequent years have continued to recover extraordinary material: a bronze disc with a bull's head, human skeletal remains including a remarkably complete skull that has yielded ancient DNA, luxury glassware of extraordinary quality, and tantalizing evidence that significant sections of the wreck remain unexcavated, buried under sediment, potentially containing additional artifacts whose existence has not yet been suspected. The mechanism was not alone on that ship. We do not yet know what else it was traveling with. Understanding what the Antikythera mechanism actually does requires sitting with the fact that it was built 2,100 years ago. The mechanism is a bronze-geared computing device housed in a wooden case approximately the size of a shoebox. Its front face showed a zodiac calendar and an Egyptian calendar on concentric rings, with pointers indicating the position of the sun and moon in the zodiac on any given date. A separate pointer tracked the position of the moon against the zodiac. The front display gave the user a complete picture of the current astronomical situation at a glance. The back face was more complex. The upper back dial used the metonic cycle, a 19-year period after which the phases of the moon repeat on the same calendar dates, to predict the dates of lunar and solar eclipses. A smaller dial within it tracked the 76-year callippic cycle, a refinement of the metonic cycle. The lower back dial tracked the 18-year Saros cycle used for eclipse prediction, and contained a smaller dial showing the 54-year exoligmos cycle. Inside the wooden case, 37 bronze gears transmitted the motion of a single input shaft through a series of differential gear trains to drive all of the external displays simultaneously. The differential gear, a mechanical innovation that allows two outputs to be driven from a single input at different speeds, was not known to have existed in antiquity before the mechanism was decoded. It was considered a medieval European invention. The Antikythera mechanism contains at least one differential gear assembly, and possibly more. The person who used this device could set the input shaft to any date, past or future, and read off the position of the sun and moon, the phase of the moon, the timing of upcoming eclipses, and the schedule of the Panhellenic Games, including the Olympics. It was not a scientific curiosity. It was a precision instrument for navigating the relationship between human time and astronomical time. The decoding of the Antikythera mechanism is one of the great detective stories of modern science, and it is still not complete. The initial identification of gears by archaeologist Valerio Stace in 1902 was largely ignored by the scientific establishment, which considered the technology impossible for the ancient world. The first serious analysis was conducted by British science historian Derek de Solla Price in the 1950s and 1960s, using the radiographic technology available at the time. His 1974 paper Gears from the Greeks established for the first time the basic function of the mechanism and the existence of the differential gear. It was a landmark publication that most of the scientific world found deeply uncomfortable. The real breakthrough came in 2005 when an international research consortium called the Antikythera Mechanism Research Project used high-resolution three-dimensional X-ray tomography to scan the fragments and reveal the internal structure and the inscriptions on the gear surfaces that had been invisible under the corrosion. Those inscriptions included operational manuals describing the mechanism's function, planetary period relations specifying the gear ratios required, and descriptions of the displays that confirmed the mechanism's full capability. The inscriptions also revealed that the mechanism was not unique. One passage appears to reference a design tradition, suggesting that the people who built it considered it a developed instrument with predecessors, not a one-of-a-kind invention. Other mechanisms existed. They did not survive. As of the most recent research, the mechanism is understood to have tracked the Sun, Moon, and all 5 planets visible to the naked eye. The full planetary display has not yet been physically confirmed from the surviving fragments, but the inscriptions describe it, and the gear teeth counts are consistent with it. The complete picture is still emerging. Here is the question the Antikythera mechanism forces onto the table, and that mainstream archaeology has never fully answered. If this existed, what else existed? The mechanism was not a singular invention produced by one genius working alone. The inscriptions describe a design tradition. The gear cutting required to produce it implies a workshop with skilled craftsmen, precision tools, and accumulated technical knowledge. The astronomical knowledge encoded in its gear ratios implies access to centuries of careful observation and mathematical analysis. All of that infrastructure, all of those craftsmen, all of those tools, all of that accumulated knowledge produced one mechanism that we know of, because it happened to be on a ship that sank in shallow enough water that Greek sponge divers could reach it 2,000 years later. Every other ship that carried similar objects sank in deeper water, or was salvaged in antiquity, or its cargo rotted on a dock somewhere and was melted down. The ancient world was full of precision bronze. Most of it was recycled. The Antikythera mechanism survived because the sea was cold, and the corrosion was slow, and nobody found the wreck for 2 millennia. Cicero described 2 devices built by Archimedes. We have found 0 devices built by Archimedes. The inscriptions on the mechanism suggest a design tradition with multiple predecessors. We have found one mechanism. The ancient world was more technologically sophisticated than we have been willing to accept. The text said so. The ocean confirmed it once. The question is how many times the ocean, the desert, and the ground beneath our feet are still waiting to confirm it again. Tell me in the comments, do you think these civilizations were erased by accident or on purpose?